Mandy Moore was spending a quiet evening at her Los Angeles home, a place she had poured her heart into creating. The house was not just a residence, it was a reflection of her soul, filled with personal touches, mementos, and the stories of her life. It had been her haven, a place where she found peace and inspiration amidst the chaos of her busy career. That evening, the air outside carried an unusual scent. At first, Mandy thought nothing of it, dismissing it as the distant remnants of a wildfire burning far away. But as the minutes passed, the smell grew stronger, and a soft orange glow began to creep across the sky. Her heart sank as she realized the fire was no longer distant. It was dangerously close. She stepped outside to get a better view and was greeted by an unsettling sight. The hills in the distance were ablaze, the flames licking at the edges of her neighborhood. Ash began to fall, covering the ground like snow, and the once crisp evening air turned thick and heavy with smoke. Mandy hurried back inside, her mind racing. She grabbed her phone and checked for updates, her fears confirmed by an emergency alert. The Eaton Fire, one of the fastest-moving wildfires in recent history, was headed directly toward her neighborhood. The evacuation order was immediate. There was no time to waste. Mandy sprang into action, grabbing a bag and filling it with essentials, important documents, a few cherished photos, and a handful of sentimental items that she couldn't bear to leave behind. As she moved through the house, she paused for a moment, her eyes lingering on the walls adorned with memories, pictures of her family, framed awards, and souvenirs from her travels. It broke her heart to think that this might be the last time she saw them. The fire was closing in. The roaring flames and crackling wood grew louder, a terrifying soundtrack to the chaos outside. Mandy could see her neighbors scrambling to pack their cars, their faces etched with fear. The streets were filled with the flashing lights of fire trucks and the wailing of sirens, a stark reminder of the urgency of the situation. She loaded her car with the few belongings she had managed to gather and took one last look at her home. "I don't know if I'll ever see this place again," she whispered, her voice trembling. But there was no time for reflection. She had to go. The drive out of the neighborhood was harrowing. Smoke hung thick in the air, making it difficult to see, and the heat from the fire was almost unbearable. Embers floated through the sky, some landing dangerously close to her car. Traffic was at a standstill as families and residents all tried to flee at once. Mandy gripped the steering wheel tightly, her knuckles white as she inched forward, the flames visible in her rearview mirror. After what felt like an eternity, she reached a safer area where evacuees had gathered. Emergency workers were on hand, offering water and blankets, and Mandy finally allowed herself to take a breath. She was safe, but the weight of what she had left behind pressed heavily on her chest. The next morning, she received the devastating news. Her home, the place she had worked so hard to build, was gone. The Eaton Fire had swept through her neighborhood with relentless speed, leaving nothing but ash and rubble in its wake. Her heart broke as she thought about all the memories that had been lost. In the days that followed, Mandy turned her grief into action. She used her platform to raise awareness about the wildfires and the importance of supporting those affected. She partnered with local charities, organized fundraisers, and shared her story to inspire others to come together during this time of need. Mandy's experience was one of profound loss, but also of incredible resilience. She reminded everyone that even in the face of unimaginable tragedy, there is always an opportunity to rebuild and to help others rise from the ashes. Her story became a beacon of hope, a testament to the strength of the human spirit in the face of nature's fury.